So just going through this, what's the best action step we could take right now to position our business to thrive during this time of opportunity?
I mean, there's a couple of things, obviously, and it's kind of a loaded question because it depends on where you are financially, where you are, when your strategies are. I mean, what I would literally try to look at is minimize the amount of debt you get into as far as your personal debts. I know it's hard to say during a really tough time, but there are a lot of still some capital from government programs, unemployment, and a variety of different ways that you can still get kind of some government assistance for support. I would say that in this market, even though private lending is very important for investors to be able to get capital to do deals, I would highly recommend that if you're going to raise money, bringing a joint venture partner is important. Or, and it's all about securing your money, is what I'm basically saying. Make sure you have capital to transact. If you don't have a lot of experience in raising money and you're kind of concerned about kind of what's going on, what are the risks associated, another thing I would highly recommend is that maybe you start building an alliance where you do a joint venture where the investor owns the property. So they never loan you the money. They buy the property. You're their joint venture partner. You just record that joint venture. Again, I'm telling you that if you want to reposition yourself, you need money. So you need to find alliances to help you to get the capital so that you can find the business and opportunities. And so again, it depends on what tier you're in business. If you don't have any money and you don't have any investors, then align yourself with investors that you can start sending them opportunities and projects. I'll give you an example that actually has worked in this market. If you're a wholesaler, and this has really, really been effective. I've got 3 clients right now that we used to do deals with, but 90% of their buyers disappeared. So they're like, how do I wholesale when nobody's buying? I'm putting properties under contract, I'm losing earnings money deposits. So what a couple of these guys have done, which is really smart, so this might help you right now if you're considering, and I'm trying to hit all these buckets, is to position themselves to win right now. What they did is they started focusing on advertising to investors to get cash buyers by putting bandit signs in local areas and so forth. Then they qualify the investor and say, listen, I'm gonna basically become your secret shopper. I'm gonna do the work, you tell me your criteria, we're gonna agree on this, we're gonna agree on my fee. And what they're doing is they're doing the texting and the marketing to generate deals. And they have an agreement with these buyers ahead of time. And the buyer gets to verify the deal, approve the deal, and then whatever they negotiate below that price is their profit. And so in essence, you're working with the end in mind. So that may be something for some of you. If you don't have the money right now to buy, you don't have the confidence to raise the money, you can still make money by shopping for a buyer and working directly with them because they don't have time to be looking at deals. So you become an asset to them. So that's what I would be doing right now, is finding where you fit in the box and make sure that you're a part of the transactional part, because that's where you make money.
You guys, just kind of touch on that. Also, sometimes there's other ways to get into the market and take advantage of it. I don't know if we talked about it last time, but I am talking to people about it daily, or at least a few times a week. Mm-hmm. Wholesale lease options is another way for you to get into, doing transactions in a market. Let's go back 3-4 months. It didn't exist. It's when we go through a correction or an adjustment in the market, or even a flattening of the market, when you could take advantage of those. So something to look into. If you want to inquire, you could send myself an email or someone at the team, or on here, you could email me at john@realestateki.com, and I could get you more information on that. But yes, the big thing, like a lot of us are still doing, going in, doing fix and flips and stuff like that, investing, even finding some of the long-term holds, because there's going to be some deals to be found here, you guys. So if you could find that money and put it to use and have a long-term investment, great. I mean, there's a lot of deals out there if you're able to reposition them. I'm looking daily right now, So, but I did want to touch on wholesale lease options just because it's got its time and place. And I think right now, what's going to happen in the market, if you guys start learning it, you could take advantage of it when we see that shift. So I don't think it's a bad way for you guys to invest your time.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I think, and even that's part of why we were trying to develop our referral partner program, because at the end of the day, when we're working with investors, let's say you're like, hey, I've got a client who needs a deal, but he can't buy it. He doesn't have all the cash, but he's willing to financing. find areas where you can get paid, get paid to help close a loan, to close a deal, or to bring a deal that if we buy it and we pay you, I mean, that's just another alternative for you to make cash, even if you don't have the cash right now to transact. And that's the key, is just find who's doing it and find where that money, I tell people, find where the money's flowing and get a piece of it.